Our next topic is Agile Manifesto values, or simply Agile values. There are 4 Agile Manifesto values. Number 1, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Number 2, working software over comprehensive documentation. Number 3, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Number 4, responding to change over following a plan. Now let's review these values in more detail. Number 1, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. The first Agile value emphasizes on the team getting along among themselves as well as with the stakeholders. The processes define companies' traditions and tools provide reasonable support, but the people working together and interacting are given more priority. All the people working on a project work as a team. They collectively take the responsibility for the work. The team understands and works out themselves the issues faced by any team member. The team knows their strengths and weaknesses, and thus works out themselves which person should be working on which part of the project. This value also includes the interaction with customer, which plays an important part in gathering requirements, timely feedback, and required changes. In Agile methodologies, the customer works closely with the team, and this allows better definition of requirement. Since most of the time, the customer might not be able to describe the requirements in detail, so they are elaborated over the project life as the customer interacts with the team. The team releases some deliverables at regular intervals, which gives the customer an opportunity to have a look and provide feedback in case something was not as per requirement, or there is a new idea or requirement which customer needs to add. Regular interaction and feedback by the customer not only allows the customer to make changes at any time to gain competitive advantage, but also helps the team. Since the customer is regularly getting updates and something to look at, which makes him more comfortable with changing timeline, and most of the time the customer is well aware of the consequences of the changes. This allows the team to focus on technical aspects of the project rather than providing the customer with details and reasons of why and what the changes project timelines will have after the new changes. Number 2, working software over comprehensive documentation. The second Agile value emphasizes on making regular releases to the customer rather than going into detailed documentation. Though documentation is an important part of any software development methodology, Agile puts more emphasis on giving the customer something to test or have a look at. Agile makes it very simple that the deliverables are the measure of progress. It helps the stakeholders to understand what has been achieved so far, as it is the best measure. The more regularly the customer is able to see some part of deliverables, the more comfortable he feels. Piling up large manuals and other documentations will do the client no good, as it is the software that will be used and only the software can give an idea of completed work. Agile methodologies focuses on keeping the documentation to minimum level. Whatever documentation is done is kept very light to make sure it takes minimum time of the team as well as other stakeholders. Only working software can provide a chance for the customer to validate and verify the functionalities and quality of the software. Also, any functional issue or change in the flow can be identified once the working software is used. Only working software can give the user the feel of real thing, which is clearly missing from any kind of documentation. Number 3, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. The third Agile value emphasizes on keeping customers more involved and informed in the activities and progress rather than spending time in negotiation the contract dynamics for any enhancement or change. Customer collaboration helps in 2 ways. Firstly, the customer is able to provide its requirement in a more detailed manner as the customer is best judge of the business needs. The requirements may not be highlighted at the very beginning, as the customer might not have that vision or dimension in mind, so it might be elaborated at a later stage. Secondly, as the customer is working closely with the team and is aware of the changes, it is always easy for the customer to understand the reasons for any delays or extra effort required. Contract negotiation is not totally ignored in Agile. Rather, it is done at the beginning of the project in a manner that is suited to both parties, keeping the business dynamics of the client as well as defining a mechanism to embrace new changes and enhancements. The enhancement and changes not only allow the competitive advantage to the client, but also the team is expecting the requirements to keep on adding or changing till the end of the project. In later parts of the project, Agile provides flexibility to customer to add new features and make changes rather than asking the customer to have a meeting and negotiate contract clauses every time there is a change in scope. Number 4. Responding to change or following a plan. The fourth Agile value emphasizes on welcoming change, even late in the project life, rather than sticking to the original plan. Perhaps the most resilient part of Agile software development is that it acknowledges the changing requirements due to the dynamic and complex nature of software development. Agile software development, though, draws lines for scope definition, but these lines are flexible throughout the project life. The change in requirement or enhancements can be due to many reasons. The client came up with something new which he feels can be advantage to him and was not thought before, or there was some dimension in which the team or the customer was unable to think until that point, or there is some compliance or technical aspects that needed to be taken care of. Whatever the reason for change is, Agile is always welcoming it and is ready to adopt it on immediate basis. Agile does plan and follow up on certain timelines similar to the traditional project management, but the plan is kept at a level where changes are easy to incorporate with too much rework of planning or estimation. Just like any other project documentation in Agile project management, project plan is also kept lightweight to allow rapid changes. Since the stakeholders are involved throughout the project life, therefore it is easy for them to understand the changes coming in. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos and updates.